The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Retro's Podcast. I'm your host, Jules Houston, and we are here doing our end of the year award show. All in all, though, it was a weird year. I mean, for everything, based off movies, TV shows, projects, shorts, all that, you know. So looking at, you know, the year in review, what would you guys feel about, like, how would you overall rate the year for content?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I got like 5 movies on here total with all the awards, so I'm gonna rate it like a 5.
Yeah, it was a tough stretch for a long time.
Yeah, I think that's really more so just what it was, that there was a lot of content at the beginning and then a lot of content at the end, but there was a big middle part that because of the strikes we really couldn't touch on. A lot of stuff got pushed back, a lot of stuff got moved. You know, summer was big for as far as many projects, and like the fall winter season hasn't been horrible. Mm-hmm. But it just hasn't been a lot of movies. TV shows, I'm not saying TV shows moved out pretty fast. Yeah. There's been a lot of TV, but movie-wise, it's just kind of been lackluster.
Yeah, because I remember in the beginning of the year, I felt like we didn't see much of anything. We didn't start till May. Yeah, so it was like we weren't really like going to movies like
Ant-Man.
But I said Ant-Man happened, and then it was a long break, and then it was like Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and something else. And The Flash, I think, was all like 3 weeks in a row. And then it was a small break, Barbenheimer, break again in like August.
Then we got August we went to Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle August, so September was the break, I think.
Yeah, September we didn't do anything. Yeah, because nothing came out.
Nothing in September, and then October we heard more about the delays, obviously because of strike and whatnot. Because Dune was supposed to come out. That was supposed to be huge for the end of the year. I know something else got delayed. Like,
and then like the only really big movies at the end of the year were like Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, and the Marvels. And I never saw the Marvels.
Yep. And ironically, like nobody was talking about Godzilla's -1, and now
shit.
It's like
it's
up there as like one of the best movies for the year. So without further ado, we might as well get right into this. So.
And feel free to compare this to our mid-season awards.
Yeah, because mid-season was crazy only because we did like lists and like try to like basically like nominees almost for like.
Yeah, if that one felt more like a nominee list to set up the end of this year award thing, you know. Yeah. But obviously, we were dealing with only half the projects at that point, so names move out, names move in.
Yeah, but like kind of crazy is when I really think about it. But I'll start off with you, Damon. Best score soundtrack. We'll start off best score soundtrack.
I'm going Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I ain't gonna lie. That Cola Ray song when Gwen was in the, I ain't gonna lie, man. That had me hyped.
Yeah,
like I was like, how do you top the first one? Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and the first one had like a solid 2-3 songs on there. I ain't gonna lie.
It was a lot of unknown people.
Yeah,
I think that's what helped the second one.
The second one though was crazy.
Yeah,
it was a star-studded soundtrack.
Tweak. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna go with that one, especially when Miguel came in. That little 5-second song. Yeah. That shit was on TikTok going viral. Like that shit was tough. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna go.
The sounds that we heard in the movie, between Miguel's intro song, the very last song of the movie when Gwen gets the characters together to go save Miles, and of course, to me, the best one in the entire movie is The Spot. The Spot's theme is by far, to me, the best one in the movie. I feel genuine fear when I hear that thing. It is like, it makes you know that The Spot is a menace. He's not there to help nobody. He's going to destroy everything in his path. And to me, that was just the best soundtrack, the best song on the movie, and that score has stayed with me.
Yep.
Yeah. I got pulled over to this, so I feel like I should. I'm like, it has.
Well, that's
to be
an insane story. I forgot we talked about that.
Like I got pulled over because of the soundtrack. So, but the score, I didn't listen to the score until like after the movie, and like listen to the final one, which was the starter band one, like when they talked about like the parlor scene, going into like Gwen recruiting everybody. Nothing beats that. It takes you right back to that moment, the goosebumps, the dialogue, the intensity, and like me and Dane like,
nah,
stop.
It was
really... Oh my!
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Nakai almost decked me when it said to be continued, bro. Like we was hyped, the score was getting lit. Bro. He was like, "What the?" I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I didn't make the movie. Like,
we were really deep in the movie theater.
I'm in it, but I'm not. I was like, I
Really,
didn't
like
make it.
me, Jules, my mom, my sister, and her girlfriend. We was deep at the movie theater in the back row, bro, going crazy at the end of the movie.
We let out the biggest groan ever.
Nah, I swear, I was when that shit said to be continued. I was like, no shot. So I'm like, it literally felt like I watched half the movie.
Right, and that's literally what it is. Like, it's half of the overall arc of that, But man, I'll never forget that.
No, that feeling in the theater, man, that was probably the best feeling I've had in a theater this year. As far as like a moment, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like the whole movie as a whole was great, but like that whole ending scene when you see Miles revealed, to be the Prowler in another universe, and just the whole lead up to that, like it's just goosebumps. And I was so scared, and I said this for months. I was so scared to rewatch the movie because I didn't want to lose that feeling. I rewatched that shit like a month ago. Stayed the exact same. I did not lose the feeling after rewatching it. So it's how you struck gold on a movie.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. And my favorite moment in the theater was when you said, "All right, man, I'm getting the fuck out of here." To the Flash when you seen George Clooney. So if I had a favorite theater moment, it'd definitely be you raging at the Flash.
I'm throwing my popcorn bucket that's empty in the air.
So next up, we got favorite episode, obviously from a TV show. I didn't watch too much. I feel like I really didn't watch too much of TV shows from this year. I was like trying to catch up from stuff that I missed because obviously like I wasn't like binge watching a lot of stuff before this started. So for you, Damien, favorite episode, and we talked about this last night in the game.
It kills me, man.
It's gonna change the more you think about it.
It kills me so bad because I really, and I was stuck between two episodes, like very, very tough the last couple of days. And I'm not gonna mention the one that I didn't pick because there's no honorable mentions. We're sticking with the one thing we choose. And I'm going to pick Long, Long Time from The Last of Us. Episode 3. This was my episode that I said was going to win a bunch of Emmys. I thought that the acting in that episode was the best. That episode made me cry harder than anything I've ever watched.
Yeah.
The last little end, it's just a love story. That's literally all it is. And a lot of people didn't like the episode because it was, there was gay stuff in it. And it was a very hated episode. It was very dividing. And it kind of just changed the pace of the story a lot. But they expanded on a character that wasn't important in the games and made it exciting. Mm-hmm. It made you actually want to like understand with this character and why he was acting like that. The last little end of it, like literally, like I said, I remember I watched it with my sister and my mom, and we were in that shit sobbing, like literally, like quiet as hell, just tears. Mm-hmm. I've not had, like I said, like as far as like saddest TV moment, but that was like the best episode I've seen of TV this year. Well directed, well acted, the music was good. Had me hooked the entire episode.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't gonna lie, it was so many like options for me to choose from, but I'm like, you know what? It's so much sad shit. I'm gonna just go on a better, uplifting moment. I'm gonna go Invincible episode 4. I'm gonna go that because it was so many ones I wanted to pick. That's why you said on Honorable Mention. I'm like, damn, I had like 8 of them for this.
Yeah,
one.
it's hard. Episodes is hard. With episodes,
I ain't gonna lie, episodes is tough. Man.
I had a ranking.
Yeah, you had a ranking.
I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna go Invincible episode 4. I think the way they ended was like I'm good. Well, I'm not good, but like they can drop next week. I wouldn't be mad.
Right.
You know what I mean? But definitely got me hyped for the second part of the season. With Omni-Man coming back and him and Mark fighting and things of that nature. I'm definitely excited for the next part, so I'm gonna have to go that. But it was tough. I had like a solid 7 or 8, well, for me, I know The Boys season 3 didn't come out, but I just watched it this year, so
I would tell you still counts.
It's something you watched this year. You know what I mean? Like it was so much stuff that I like picked up on this year. So
and it was tough. Like I said, there was really like a ranking system. There were shows that dropped in the very beginning of the year that I wanted to count.
Like,
Gen V had some crazy episodes I wanted to count.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I really had to think like what episode I watched where I was like, damn, I have to I loved this.
Yeah,
episode.
I didn't put any Gen V, any Invincible on anything.
Yeah,
actually, technically I did.
No, I didn't. I don't have them on anything.
For me personally, my favorite TV show episode this year was season 2, episode 6 of The Bear, called Fishes. Man, it's one take, the most chaotic episode of TV I ever watched, compared to like, I don't know how you pronounce that shit, Dane, but the Breaking Bad episode, like it's up there with it's up there with that, with like the chaotic nature. Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm like
is that the one where all the family members come for Thanksgiving?
She opened her bag up. She was in that. I'm telling you, she was in her bag so crazy, dude. Like she showed why.
She's one of the best actresses ever.
She is one of the best actresses ever. Because when I was almost gonna put her as my best actress too, because like she did so good.
She won
in this
best supporting
episode.
actress this year too.
Yeah,
from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
So.
And when I watched this episode, I'm just like hooked, bro. Like, and they got John Bernthal in there.
Yeah, Punisher.
They got
There was a lot of big names. Wasn't Bob Odenkirk in there?
Bob Odenkirk was in there, but he also was in another episode.
Okay.
I want to say, but
yeah, I remember there was a bunch of like famous cameos in that.
They
episode,
had some names.
It was like all his family, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of his family, and it was pretty good. The overall arc and like story of it was that his family is fucked up. They're broken, and the mother is drowning.
Yeah,
everybody notices that she's drowning, but she doesn't want any help. She's a functional alcoholic until she's not.
Yeah.
So that was
I've heard a lot of good things about The Bear. I haven't watched it myself personally, but I've only heard good things about that show.
So good, bro. It's so easy to watch.
I heard nothing negative about it.
It's so easy to watch, man.
Get off my line.
Chef, get the fuck off my ass. every time I like see that like anywhere I think of you. I don't know why. Obviously because we work together.
I'll be in the kitchen.
But like when you used to do Expo, I feel like I could see you doing that shit. Like talking all like, get the fuck off my Expo.
Like get out of my fucking window.
Until they like respond like, all right, get the fuck out of here, bro. But next up, we got favorite scene now. Getting a more detailed version of this, like, you know, it could come from your favorite episode, obviously, but I feel like the favorite scene is like real specific, you know, maybe a 1 or 2 minute like moment between a couple characters or like something that actually is happening. So I'll start off with you this time, Damon. Favorite scene, could be movie or TV show, obviously, but
I had a scene on here, and I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna go to the one where Rocket was about to die in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and like he reached out and the fucking I forgot the character name. Lila was like, no, like,
it's not your time.
Not your time
yet.
That was
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yo. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, I start itching like this. You know, it was dark in the movie theater. I started,
bro, why you itching up and down?
Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? I had to use my whole arm to itch. I ain't gonna lie, that scene was tough, man. Cause like I didn't really care for the Guardians of the Galaxy until I started watching their movies, and then I'm like, I can't wait to watch this third one. This third one came out. That shit made me a fan.
That's why it's so aggravating to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and then watch how they act in all the other movies they're in because they're so different.
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame Guardians are so different from the actual movie Guardians. Yeah. It sucks that they did that to James Gunn.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite scene, man. That shit hit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, had me damn near about to cry.
Yeah, it had me too. I ain't gonna lie. I remember being in there with, obviously, it was like me, you, and your mom. Your mom was going through it for Rocket, man. She was going through it for Rocket.
I was trying to hard time to see my mom crying in the movie,
like,
man.
she was going through it. I'm like, damn, man.
Couldn't stop sobbing. I was like, all right, bro, like, relax. We're in a full theater.
For you, Dame, favorite scene?
Favorite scene, and I was stuck between two from the same movie. I changed this one last minute. I changed this one this morning. I'm going to go with the Oppenheimer Trinity test. When they dropped the atomic bomb for the first time, there's a lot of very big question marks leading up to this. They assume that this is going to spark the atmosphere and they're going to end the world. So they're willing to test this no matter what. Yeah. Even if they think that the world's going to end, they said it's like a 10% chance that it could happen. 10% is still a lot. In a world where they could live in a situation where they could literally end the world. Yeah. The build up to it, the sound effects and all that, I literally had a pit in my stomach from the moment they said they were going to drop it until it happens. And then when they finally drop the bomb, it is dead silence. And then you get hit with the explosion all at once.
That was I ain't gonna lie. I never had a jump scare like from a movie that obviously
that wasn't scary,
but like when that sound went off, and like still the craziest thing ever is like that girl that came to sat right between us. Like literally, I can't talk to you the whole entire movie. So I'm like enjoying this shit, but I can't look over because she don't think I'm looking at her. So I'm like, fuck. When that shit happened, I'm like, damn. We both me, you and her, we like fuck, like because we were right by the back.
And we're in the IMAX theater, so like really the speakers are already loud, and like I said, it is dead silence. Like they cut all the sound off, and then they just drop that bomb on you all at once with the sound.
Like you heard the silence.
But it's like that was definitely my favorite scene. There was another scene too in there, but that to me was like I said, I had a pit in my stomach. I was, even though obviously I knew it was gonna happen because this was based on real life stuff. I was scared they were gonna end the world. Like I was genuinely worried.
Like I didn't know what happened.
I felt
like I'm not living in the world that they. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like come on, man.
I genuinely felt like the world was about to blow
what's
up.
What's wrong with me?
Right.
That's how I started thinking. Like, what's wrong with me?
This already happened 70 years ago. Like, what am I worried about? But no, that was definitely my favorite scene.
Like, bro, I'm gonna go outside and see my car anymore.
I gotta tell you, we're talking about the score and the score. I'm a movie score guy, like
that's me.
John Williams, Zimmer, all those dudes. I like buy those. I buy those things. I buy my phone or back in the day vinyl, and it's like that score.
Yeah,
Oppenheimer, like the music that they have going during that scene. Like if that doesn't like,
Yeah, say
He
that's
does
literally
like
how
that's
it does. It's like,
filmmaking. That's why no one's
it
so
literally
freaking
goes
good.
into there. Like you literally hold your breath. Like so, like I literally had a pit in my stomach. Like I said, I literally thought the bomb was about to go off. Like
I thought we was in it for real.
Yeah,
I thought
swear,
I'm over here
like-
like dunking and shit. Like,
I literally had never felt like that watching a movie where I was like genuinely scared that something was gonna go wrong, even though I knew what was gonna happen.
yeah. For me, my favorite scene. I hate to keep going back to this movie, but I'm Not the Prowler scene is the best scene I've seen in a very long time. Only because like there's hints of it and there's obvious like foreshadow moments, but you don't know that until you start thinking about it. So like the first thing that you see when Miles goes to the new universe is the magazine cover or the comic cover, I'm sorry, and it's obviously like the Prowler, like it's showing like how the Prowler versus the Prowler basically, and it's like basically facing you, going against yourself. And when that scene, I'm like not thinking nothing of it, and then like you could tell that the camera's not panned right, like it's different. You know something's different, but you can't put your finger on it. So the camera's different. He's talking to his mom. And she's saying sort of like what's Comic Con and what's Comics Con and stuff like that, and then Uncle Aaron and her like, where'd you do with your hair? And I'm like, what the fuck is
What are
going
they
on?
talking about?
Like it was this eerie feeling. And then like nothing got me more scared ever than like when Uncle Aaron punches the shit out of that punching bag.
Thought he
And you
was
see like the comics obviously style and it's like blood splattering off his face. I'm like,
Thought he
what?
decapitated
the-
Miles.
I was like, the
And
end
they
over.
literally play a sound effect to make it sound like you popped his head off.
TKO. I'm like, yo, he just finished. Like he finished Miles. Like he's dead. He's cooked. Then they obviously show like Miles Morales in that universe as the Prowler and stuff like that. And him saying like I'm not the Prowler, and like he just obviously punches the bag and like he turns around and he sees him. Nothing gets me more hype than that because
I don't blame
like
you.
bro, like the dialogue and like the difference and like it's not the same voice actor for both Miles, so you obviously could tell there's a major contrast and stuff. The world is different. You can feel it's different. So much good about that scene. All the foreshadowing, even the Sinister Six in the background.
That's what's
stuff,
really
like
cool to
everything.
watch. Like when you rewatch that, how much they put into like that world is literally screwed.
Oh,
Like,
they're-
the Sinister Six
they
cartel,
cook so crazy,
the city's
bruh.
on fire, and obviously his dad, like in that universe, Jefferson's already dead, stuff like that. That's a really good scene. Like I love like even in that scene like where you see Uncle Aaron for the first time and how Miles reacts.
Yeah,
You're
he
really
like
seeing a dead man
it's like,
walk
like
through
it
the door.
zooms, it's like that meme. It like zooms out. And it's
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
really exactly what it
basically.
is. Yeah.
Like it's literally that meme, like to the T.
Yeah, that is a really good that is a really good ending to a movie.
Yeah.
Like that whole last half hour that
They
had,
did
like,
not have to
what
be
the
that
hell, man?
good. Like what the fuck?
They got the nerves to end on a damn cliffhanger. Like
I never seen a movie end on a cliffhanger
Almost
like
walk-
that you couldn't figure out. Like,
I
you
don't-
really
I don't
cannot
even-
tell what's
Did,
I don't
going
you,
on.
did anyone know that was going to be a cliffhanger?
Nah.
Or did
No.
they just,
I
they
got
just
it.
punch in the
think
face?
so.
Like,
I got a
Yeah.
spoiler.
like, I knew Dune was a two-parter. I knew that. Like, but I didn't know if I knew that.
I don't
that
think I
was-
knew that. I didn't.
The
think it was gonna
news
be-
came out that it was gonna be like connected to the next one, literally like a day later.
But it was more like that's not just connected.
Yeah.
That's like that's Empire Strikes Back.
going
You
right.
know,
yeah.
like it ain't over. You know, shit.
I seen someone on Twitter saying like the release date for the next movie. I'm like, damn, that's coming out soon. I'm like, all right. So I'm going there to watch it. I'm not thinking it's gonna be a cliffhanger. And cliffhanger, I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to Kai, bro. Get your own ride home. I'm finna go right back in and watch the movie.
You
I ain't
got
gonna
to.
lie, like,
I don't even want an introduction in the next movie. Like I want the next movie.
I want them to
pick up
start
right
them
where they
fighting.
Literally, like
I don't-
start. where
Yeah,
they left
don't
off.
even- we
Like,
don't need an intro,
I don't need
bro.
no
We
intro.
don't
I don't care what the
need
characters were doing during that break, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
literally,
don't-
like put me into the middle of it.
So to get into the negatives, most underwhelming. We all have something that we're hyped for, and it just don't hit the same. Damien, I'm not gonna skip you because I want you to get it. I
Now,
want you.
you
I want
start with the mom because I'm not gonna put what your answer you think is for most underwhelming because I already saved it for another category.
Oh, perfect, because it get worse.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
that. All right, most underwhelming to mom.
I'm going with the movie I fell asleep on, Flash. I was hyped for the Flash. I ain't gonna lie. I was hyped. And I fell asleep on that third act. I woke up, it was a woman not Spider-Man. They have Superman, motherfucking, fucking Flash it was too much shit going on when I woke up. I didn't know what happened. Like,
Dude got thrown into crazy.
I woke up.
Dude woke
I'm
up in a
like,
fever
what the
dream.
fuck? I'm like, yo, and then she died, and then he like came back and like ran back in time, and it was so much shit going on. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Batman popped out, he died. I'm like, yo, what is going on, bro? Like, so yeah, I'm about to go with the. I mean, I literally fell asleep. Like the shit was just. It was a tough watch. I didn't even try to go back and rewatch it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
You
even
shouldn't.
try. I didn't even try,
Pretend you
bro.
didn't.
I
you
pretend I
spend your
didn't
money.
even watch it the
Yeah.
first time. To be honest.
Pretend you didn't even do
I ain't
that.
gonna cap. So yeah, I gotta go with that, man. And it's sad because I didn't even think of no other movie that I could put there. That just.
Yeah.
It was good ass sleep. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, that's the best part about it. My
Yeah.
best snap this year was there.
Yeah, you know. So
For you, Damien,
I
most
took Dame. I
underwhelming.
took Dames though. He don't want to admit it. But
Dude, I'm not gonna go with any of the big movies this year. I'm a big horror fan. I love horror movies and stuff like that.
you love whores.
Yeah, I love horrors. I'm a big horror fan, and so there was a movie that came out earlier this year, Evil Dead Rise. First time we got an Evil Dead movie in literally over 10 years. Last one was really good. It kind of reinvigorated the franchise, and they put out this movie this year. That's probably the second most mad I've been in a movie theater this year. If I'm being completely honest, I was completely underwhelmed. Wasn't scary. I don't feel like the story went anywhere. It just felt like a jumbled mess. You know, like they had the right setup and they had the right things to do, but they just went in the wrong direction every single time. And it was just like I went with a couple people and like I left the theater. I was like, bro, this was like I'm disappointed. I can't believe I spent $12 to come watch this.
Yeah, like we actually like get mad about the money you just spent. Like I never get mad about the money I spent. I usually never live like the regret of spending money, but like I had a couple times during the movies. I'm like,
well, yeah, it's just like, damn, I'm going to sit an hour and 40 minutes in this movie theater for something I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's really what it was for me. Is like, and I don't need much to be interested in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I see the obvious missteps that they took, and you know, you're like, it just ruined it. Like we waited 10 years to get a new movie in this franchise, but that's a long time for any movie to not be made to a sequel or anything like that, and then to finally get one, and it's like literally just average.
Yeah, that's painful. I'm gonna go with the longest movie of the fucking year, man. Killers of the Flower Moon, one of the most underwhelming projects, but there is a lot to good to say about the movie. Is that the last time this movie's gonna be like a part of this award show for me? But like the score is good, the acting is good enough, the story is a good basis, but the execution behind it for a 3-hour movie is so bad. The pacing is so bad. I don't understand how he turned out 3 hours for this. I don't know how you do that and then you cut certain things out to try to make it, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so you kind of like just think about it and it like, all right, this happened and it's important. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they start killing, obviously, most of the people from the Osage tribe and like some of that is just like glossed over. Then they return back to it like 15 minutes later. And then another death is glossed over. It's just kind of it's just like unorganized mess in the first like 2 hours. Yeah. And then we lose out on Lily Gladstone, who was the best actor out of all the people in here, I'll be honest. And then we get the last hour, which was good enough to salvage it from being like horrible, but
yeah, I just wanted more so of the Osage than I wanted more of the white man story.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't care
like,
about
realistically, like we know the white man is evil. We know they're doing something wrong, but like I would have liked to see it more from Lily Gladstone's perspective.
That's what I want.
Leonardo DiCaprio's perspective. Obviously, I know you're not going to make Leo a supporting actor.
That's the thing.
I'm aware of that. You know, he's got the star power, but I think I would have preferred to see the story from Lily Gladstone's perspective. You could have started off with Leo, him trying to get her, but then what signs does he give her down the line that makes her realize that he's not the man she married? You know what I'm saying? And just went from there instead of it being like him fighting with his own demons because his uncle is making him poison his wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was
he fights with these demons for like 15 years. Like it's not like a short fight. Like it's the longest fight ever.
It's just like little missteps, and also his character is like literally like an idiot. Like, his character literally does the insurance fraud thing, and then like everything he does is just so idiotic. And I get that's the reason for his character. His character just doesn't have a thought of his own. It's all his uncle, but. I just think that, like I said, I didn't hate the movie, and I didn't. It was just something they just could have went in better directions, which is just another reason, you know.
Yeah, like the story, the idea of the story is great. Like I said, the execution is bad, but the score is good. The cinematography is good. There's great shots.
It has one of the best looking scenes.
It has one of the best scenes of the year too.
Like set the fields on fire.
Yes, I'm about to say that one of that's one of the best scenes too. Like I don't understand. Like it's a lot of good that came from this.
Had the best song I ever heard in a trailer this year.
No, right? Like if I had a best trailer, it would have been this movie. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of good to take from it, but like it was one of my most anticipated mid-year, and then now I look at it, I will never rewatch anything from that movie because it's not worth it. But to go back to the good side of things, or depending on how you feel about it, most surprising. Now, obviously, to be shocked is something different. Obviously, the odds of being shocked nowadays with internet and rumors and news and spoilers like that, odds of being shocked are low. So, for most surprising, Dame, I start off with you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Literally love that movie. I didn't watch it until one day randomly. I literally was like sat down one day. I was like, damn, I need something to watch. Man, I went on Paramount, which I literally never use Paramount. I literally pay for it for no reason. And
yeah, I don't. I use it for the Showtime. I think.
Well, right. And so like I went on there, I was like, damn, I was like, you know what? Let me sit down and watch this. Entertained the whole time. I was like, what the hell? Like I could not believe the character, like the way they do it, because they use like the common, like they use kids that are actually young, like, you know, it's not teenagers trying to play young kids. These dudes are 13, 14, 15. They're using all the slang that we use right now that's popular, and just like the storyline itself felt good. It just was like a very surprising movie in the fact that I actually enjoyed it. And they set up a sequel at the end with like actual characters that I want to see.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm actually excited to see soon. It just felt like a good twist on what we're used to seeing with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They haven't had like a good like
good project.
In a long
bro.
time.
We were kids.
Yeah,
Like.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so like the fact that they actually put out something, and like Seth Rogen like had a hand in making this, which is insane to me.
When he has a hand in anything,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I that was definitely like my most surprising movie of the year, where I was like, I sat down and I loved it. I had nothing bad to say about the movie at all, and I've watched it multiple times since.
Well, all right, I ain't gonna lie. You sitting on honorable mention, so I ain't gonna say my honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to go with Mario. I dead ass ain't think Mario's gonna be that good. Like
That's another good.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I watched it, and like, you know, I work with kids, so like, you know, we all watching or whatever. Like, why you asking me to go to the bathroom and Mario on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, good ass scene on. It got to the point where our kids wanted to do the damn Peaches song for the talent show. I'm like, yo, when they come in the summer camp, start singing that, I'm like, all right, let me watch the movie, bro. That shit was fire. Like,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, like Luigi was my favorite character in that whole movie. Like, that shit was fire,
I need a
bro.
Haunted Mansion spinoff.
That shit. That's what I'm saying.
I think
like,
they will.
Come on, bro.
I
They
think they
lock
will.
in, bro. They kind of teased it in that one scene.
Yeah, there was kind of like little twists here and there.
So I gotta go with Mario, man. It was so many for most surprising that I could have put down, but I'm gonna go Mario.
See, my most surprising movie I had second. I'm not gonna say it obviously, but I'm surprised I didn't put it. But I liked Ninja Turtles so much I had to put it.
For me, I mean,
Yeah, see,
I'll
that
go
would've
right here,
been-
man.
That
For
would have
me,
been mine.
The only reason I put it as most surprising because I remember when we were leading up to it, I'm like,
We talked about it on the podcast. We didn't know what to expect.
well, I don't know. I said I don't know anything about the character besides it's their Spider-Man, like quote
Yeah.
unquote. Like that's the only thing. Like it was like, oh, rip off Spider-Man. Like no, no, not
I
rip
don't
off
get that vibe at
anything.
all.
Not rip off anything. Nothing about that movie gave me rip off Spider-Man. Nothing about that movie had me as emotional as anything in Spider-Man, and I mean that like anything in Spider-Man, because when the whole family aspect is brought up in the beginning and how they're struggling, you know, family all together, you know, the can't get right uncle, you got the crazy grandma, but you don't know she's that crazy until you really get her into, you know, that situation. The sister who's just hilarious and just so sarcastic and doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't really, I guess, buy into so many ideas, but you got this young kid who's trying to find a way, realistically. You know, he's trying to find a way for his family and like stuff like that. Like you could build so much emotion off that. And then his dad, you know, he's going through so much with obviously the stress and whatnot. And then when they get to the point where like he finally gets the powers and he doesn't know how to use it, but he knows how to use it. I'm like, why you know how to use it so easily? I'm like, it's only an hour, you know, 50 minutes, I think, maybe even 2 hours. Let's just get into the obviously the meat and potatoes. And then that's when everything happened. His dad passes from the cardiac arrest. He's getting pulled away by, you know what I'm saying, the lady who's trying to, you know what I'm saying, basically take this fucking beetle out of him. And that scene was so insane, bro. I think the house was on fire.
They
Like,
completely destroyed the house.
like everything was going wrong for them. I'm just like, damn, man, how you gonna get his get back? Like, how could you possibly get your get back? And like usually I'm always for like, oh, kill the villain. You know what I'm saying? Kill the villain. That villain was very redeemable for the right reasons. Because the villain was not him, realistically. It was her.
Yeah, she was controlling him.
She was controlling him. So like the fact that he was able to gain control and took out the villain himself, because like that's what his main goal ended up being. That was very, very strong of them. The love interest was great. The like Vice City like theme
kind of
to
that vibe
the
you get
dude.
to
It was
you
just it was so cool, man. And it's a movie I still have not rewatched yet, but it's so fucking
Put my
good,
man's in
dude.
GTA 6, man. Blue Beetle in GTA 6.
At this point,
I
put him
mean,
on a
let's
poster.
go.
And that's what killed me, because I really just could not find a spot for this movie on my list. And this is the only movie I went back to the theaters for multiple times. And I don't do that ever. If I see a movie once in theaters, I do not want to go back and see it in theaters. I'm not going to pay it. But I really went back and seen this multiple times. I love this movie. This is like my favorite movie of the year at a point. And it sucks that I couldn't find anywhere on my list for it. Like
I had to
put
find. I was
it,
like, I
man.
gotta put it here.
Because I really loved everything about the movie, man. Like the main character was great. I loved the whole that he has to be a hero, but he doesn't want to be. Like that's most people in that scenario.
He really did not.
You got given powers that you had no idea about. Like, of course, like, then not all that responsibility goes on your shoulders because you got unlucky enough to have this thing attached to you. You know what I'm saying? And like, just everything I've said. Then also like they said, the build on the family and all that. The Latino aspect of it all. We don't get many Spanish characters.
Exactly.
In movies,
That's
you know
really
what I'm saying.
what it
Like
is.
we don't get that representation. Miles and now Blue Beetle. Like that's the two that we have.
Got the OG, Rey Mysterio.
All right, bro. Nacho Libre.
Nacho. That's insane. To think
Yeah,
about.
but I say Blue Beetle. Like I said, that's what I was gonna say. That would have been my second choice. Man. I love that movie so much.
So
and
good,
It's
man.
just like really like it shocked me that DC was able to make a movie that was so likable.
They pulled that shit off, and I know like it's so crazy because like I want to see so much of this character because like he's relatively unknown. You know what I'm saying? You don't really get relatively unknown people in these superhero roles at all anymore, and that's what we've been wanting from Marvel. Obviously, we've been begging and pleading and saying like Marvel needs to do this. They need to have, you know, fairly unknown or like, you know what I'm saying, people want to come up to just like really like 29, 30 years old. This guy I think was like 22.
Yeah, he's young. He's like mid
super
20s.
young.
Yeah, he's very
super young. And I'm like, you could build off him for the next 15 years.
And like I said, like I feel like what really made it better is the world building they did with that movie too. Was like there's little hints.
Yes, you
look,
see,
it's it's not Superman, so we know Superman's out there. We know Gotham City's out there. He went to Gotham,
Yeah, he went to Gotham.
for the university. Like you know what I'm saying. Like there's like subtle hints, and at the end, you know, you get the hint that her dad, who was the original Blue Beetle, is still out there. Like I mean, there's so much they could build off of with this movie.
Yeah, that's what I really like about
George
it.
Lopez,
Everything-
the best part.
George
of the movie.
Lopez gets he
Literally the
gets
funniest-
so
literally-
active,
yeah,
man.
Like
Like,
literally the funniest thing
yeah.
ever. The scene at the end where he literally he gets his own hallway scene, like unbelievable. It's just a very good movie.
yeah, I love hallway scenes. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's hard to beat him, man.
hard to beat a good hallway scene. But next up, got visuals, got the best cinematography / special effects. Obviously, a lot of things are, you know, CGI and whatnot. So when movies can pull off good shots without CGI, like really like tap into like the beauty of the world, nothing can top that. So realistically, I can start with you, Damon.
Are we counting animation?
We could count animation, I guess, since it's special effects.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I mean, actually,
That's up to y'all, man.
we didn't do a best animation one, but if you
Yeah,
want,
like, 'cause best animation would be different.
you already said you didn't have that many movies in your list, so if you want to do animation,
yeah,
instead
you
of-
could do it.
I gotta go Spider-Man. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I don't blame you.
That shit.
It's the best animated
that shit
movie.
looked
It's the best
crazy,
animated of
like,
the year.
I was in a theater. They had the different lights and shit on. With goddamn, like the scene showing like if somebody was mad at a point or sad.
What did you see?
Yeah, with
it?
Gwen.
Um,
No, it's talking about like when in the background, like for
when
Gwen, like
Gwen,
sadness
Gwen,
and
like,
stuff like that.
or like when the dad had that, like I forgot. It was
the water
That may be the best animated movie of all time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying.
all I
the way
was
it
about to
looked,
Like
that shit was
because
so fire.
it had multiple. It had so many different styles of animation. Like
It's not like it's all in one different.
shouldn't be able
and
to pull
they
that
all
off. You
flowed
shouldn't.
together. Like each Spider-Man is animated differently.
Yep, I was gonna
They
say
get
that
to the
too.
end of the movie when they go to that other, you know, the other verse.
Yeah,
I mean, every verse looks different. I mean, I always forget the one character, the one that's all just like pieces of paper.
Oh, Spider-Punk?
Who's probably one of the greatest characters of like any movie. Like he's
Right.
so good. I love everything about that character.
It was like 15 minutes, like 15, 20 minutes.
But I mean, like, you know how much time it had to take because that's all shipped done by hand.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
like,
Actually put all
and
that
there,
together.
but at the same time, there's a whole crew of guys doing animation. There's a other crew of guys going a different type of animation. It's like, what the hell, like that. So yeah, like without a doubt, like they shouldn't even nominate any other movies for best animated movie. Let
Yeah,
alone
it's-
that
it's
movie
gonna-
could be
it's gonna-
nominated
it's
for
gonna
best
kill it.
movie of the year, not just animated. movie.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta go because that shit was just like it felt like every Spider-Man was different. Like, and I'm not really too familiar with like I didn't know who the fuck Miguel O'Hara was prior to this movie,
Right.
or fucking Javi or any of them.
Hobie or anything
Like,
like that.
Hobie, I didn't know who any of it was, but like
Some of them are just created for the film though. It's not like they're all. They're not
Yeah,
all
yeah.
established Spider-Man characters.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot,
'Cause-
like Hobie's not a. He's a new character.
oh
Yeah,
okay,
he's
they're
like
not a-
2021, I think. I think he
Oh,
really
okay,
just started
okay.
coming.
Yeah, there's most of the characters that you see in that film are inspired are either completely new characters or they're loosely inspired by other things, but they're not exist. They're not like there's comic book runs of those characters.
Oh, okay. Cause so them motherfuckers like I'm like damn like these is new characters to me and like they all feel different and like move different, animated well. So I gotta go with that, man. I ain't gonna lie.
For you, Dame, best cinematography / specials.
Damn. Napoleon.
I was
think-
so close.
Yeah.
I was so close. I didn't want to get this movie the satisfaction it had.
Yeah, I
Unlike
I
you.
think of movies that I watched this year that I like to look at in the way they were shot. This is Ridley Scott, so of course you're gonna get that. Napoleon to me was the best filmed movie of the year. I every time something was on screen, it just was beautiful looking.
Yeah.
He captured every single setting well, especially during the battlefield scenes. Every time you were out there, I couldn't. Napoleon's gonna get an award from me because I was looking forward to Napoleon damn near since March. So I'm gonna give best cinematography, best looking movie to Napoleon for me.
Yeah, because Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, like, they didn't let him flex enough.
Yeah, they say
But
it was
those
just,
battle scenes,
they undercut a lot of it, but like literally the scene in the wintertime where he lowers the Austrian army into the basically onto the river, and they don't know they're on ice. They think they're on the flat ground the whole time, and he literally sets it up all perfectly. You get the great scenes of like underwater. You're seeing cannons shoot through the ice, and these dudes are literally falling through the ice, and they're
you see the
drowning,
blood
and
and all that.
all the blood coming out. Like I mean, like that is just a beautiful movie. And honestly, my favorite like best looking scene is when he gets crowned king and his wife gets crowned queen.
yeah.
Like literally the way that shot, and he says, I picked the crown of France out of the gutter and placed it on my own head. Like that's it for me.
That's
When they actually let Joaquin act, that movie had a lot of good going for it. So
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Napoleon.
For me, I'd go Oppenheimer,
Yeah,
man.
don't blame me.
Oppenheimer, they were he was in his bag. Nolan is just his mind is just way too different. He's just way too ahead of his time. And when you get like little stuff, and then like the whole overarching story just comes together. Like it's always the end is in the movie at some point, and he revisits it. So he's throwing obviously Einstein's throwing like the pebbles in the water, and it's like showing the ripples and shit. Like that symbolism for the bombings and how they're gonna explode and like how everything looks. And then like basically he said like he's like, what did he say about like he basically created the end of the world or whatever?
Yeah, he was basically like he's like remember when we thought that we were going to destroy the world? He's like, I'm afraid we already have.
Yeah.
But not in the way that they blew up the world, but they gave the world a chance to say, okay, look, this is what we could do with these bombs.
And then they showed like obviously the missiles in the sky.
Yeah, him in the plane, and that's like I said, that was like an insane ending to see him in the pilot seat, and they're showing you these missiles getting fired off and all that, and you're seeing the ripples on the ground, which is actually the first scene of the movie. You see the water drops hitting the puddle, and you're seeing it's not just so much of the explosion; it's the ripple effect that they created by creating this atom bomb.
Yep. It's just it's so everything matters with Nolan. That's why I think like his cinematography is always like has a chance to win an award because he just does things so differently. I mean,
just to create the nuclear explosion effect
is insane
without CGI.
Ridiculous.
Like,
it makes no sense.
Figure out a way to make that just to do that. Just that type of detail. And also the landscapes of just the different looks of that film and the different environments. I haven't seen Napoleon yet, and but
Napoleon is up there.
I think the two of them.
Yeah,
I think the two of them should get. The two of them. It sounds like the two of them are going to win everything.
No, yeah.
Like between the two of them, like, we already kind of know who the best actor fight's going to be, and like they'll throw De Niro.
I honestly, unfortunately, don't even think that Napoleon's going to get top two. I do think Killers of the Flower Moon's going to end up getting it over Napoleon for best cinematography.
Yeah, I think the predictions I've seen was Killers of the Flower Moon.
I think Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer are like the favorites right now. Like I don't think Napoleon's going to get that love, even though like I said, for me it was the best looking movie of the year. I do think they're going to end up giving it. And plus, Scorsese's always going to help, man. They love Scorsese.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Like the Academy's really bad at it's kind of like the guys that make the All-Star in the NFL. Like it's just the same people all the time. Like it's very hard to break into that crowd.
Yeah, right.
Like because I heard De Niro was in a movie. Let's give it to him.
That's really what it is.
Scorsese made a movie. Then he's automatically nominated. He can make the worst movie of his career, and they'll still nominate him. And I'm not blaming Scorsese for that.
It's definitely not
lazy
his
members
fault.
of the Academy.
Yeah, because they want that name attachment. Like, all right, if it is somebody that breaks in, like this director beat out Scorsese, Nolan, you know what I'm saying, all these guys, like that, just having that name attached. Like if you put Blue Beetles director in it, like nobody cares who is that.
And that should be like movies like that need to be recognized because they're showcasing other parts of our country, other peoples in our country. Yeah,
or actually,
the directors. I think Barbie's director is going to get a nomination.
I think they had a couple.
She should get a nomination. I think they'll do it because we got a chance to nominate a woman, and I think she definitely deserves it. But at the same time, sometimes they also do the token, But
yeah.
Hopefully they, some of these films that you guys have talked about are going to get some recognition when the Oscars come along because we need some new filmmakers in this country.
Yeah, we do. But to get right into the next category, we got Best Director. That's one of the best trilogies ever, for real.
Honestly,
I
they
ain't
went
gonna
3
cap.
for 3. They went 3 for 3, bro. Like, you know what I mean? How many people in Marvel say they went 3 for 3? Like, you got Iron Man,
In the
Thor.
world, in general,
in
like,
general,
3 for 3
like,
is so hard.
3 for 3 is crazy, man. The way they wrapped it up, like, you got in the first 2 movies, we're not thinking much of Rocket's backstory. Like, you know, they hinted here and there, but it's all about Peter Quill and fucking Gamora and all that.
Yeah.
We get a Rocket origin story in the 3rd movie, and it's fucking fire. I gotta go James Gunn, man. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta go him. I almost went. I can't. You know, I'll let you go, Dan. I'll let you. I ain't gonna
Just say it.
I almost went with Barbie's director.
She was up there for me just because of the fact that she made a Barbie movie that people actually
Yeah,
loved, which is
she put
insane.
some drip on
But I
it.
say,
I'm
like,
like,
Barbie
hold on,
like literally took the world by storm. Like, I don't know if any
Bro.
other directors would have been able to do that. To be honest.
Finna buy my son some Barbies, bro.
And I don't, yeah, relax.
Come on, like, I mean, let's go.
You just
always the
summoned
blue
Chris
hairs.
Schulte.
Let's go.
Nah, I definitely would have. I definitely would have considered her. That's actually really cool because I thought I was the only one. I haven't even seen Barbie, but I just know from what I've seen that it looks like she clearly did the right thing. But mine is gonna be a basic answer. I'm gonna go Christopher Nolan. I do think he made not my favorite movie of the year, but I think he made the best movie of the year. But he does it every single time. I don't really have anything better. I don't even really have to explain why I put him as best director. Christopher Nolan hits the mark every time. Nobody else could have made a Oppenheimer movie and made you fall in love with it the way that he did. This movie did almost $1 billion at the box office, and it's coming back to theaters, so it probably will hit it. There's no reason that this guy who is literally a nuclear physicist and the creator of the atomic bomb should have got a 3-hour movie that people loved and sat through the entire time and were like in love with it.
Yeah.
Should have been like a normal, boring documentary movie, and it turned into literally one of the biggest phenomenons of the year.
That's the best Chris I know.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Favorite Chris?
For me, obviously, same. My boy Chris, man. That's a good man, dude. He knows that what he needs to do, he sets out on it. He doesn't spam out movies, not a movie every year, every 2 years. When his mind is set on something, he kills it every time. It's very rare that you're going to get a Nolan movie that you dislike, bar an exception.
Don't say it.
Horrible movie. But for me, obviously, like I said, when you have a director that's that good, and he just always brings back the same people, obviously, but he helped Robert Downey Jr. get back into acting the way he should have been for a long time. And like, as much as we love Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is still a good actor who can still contribute to Hollywood. And the fact that he didn't have not one good role since Infinity War Endgame, like, it's just nothing, a whole bunch of nothing. And he even said, like, Marvel destroyed his acting, like, you know what I'm saying? It's because, like, all the funny little one-liners or, like, the snarky comments. And somebody was like Oppenheimer's going to say, like, they're testing a bomb. He's like, ain't that something? like, no, like, you don't want to hear that, but, like, he's going to say that. Like, stuff like that is just hilarious to me. But I'm glad that he brought these group of people together, and like we seen people like Josh Peck and
everybody's
Rami
in
Malek.
that friggin' movie.
Dude, everybody's in that movie,
Everybody's
and they
in
all
that
have
movie.
a good role in it.
And
Yes.
most of them are nothing.
Yes,
most
dude.
of them they just pop in. They're like,
You
hey,
really got like
everybody.
Casey Affleck's in there, like so, like there was like a crazy cast of.
It's like one of those Muppet movies where they just have a bunch of cameos.
Yeah,
It's like-
literally. And all the cameos work. It's just so
It
so
works so
interesting to me.
perfectly, dude.
I gotta rewatch
And then
it.
there's guys that
Yeah,
like pop
I got
in
to
and like,
watch
and then they do come back. Like what's his face comes back. Like what's his face?
Rami Malek.
Yeah, like
Malek
he's
comes
he
back,
is
yeah.
that
He
one
literally-
scene
he literally
where
gets
you're
no
like,
words till the
That's
end of the
it,
movie.
and then he obviously plays a big role.
That was
at
so
the
mad. I'm
end,
like,
but,
there can't be the end of Rami Malek because he's so good. But I was like, you can't waste Rami Malek, but you kind of could, like when you had a good movie like that. Next up, let me see where we're at. So we're flying through a lot of these too. So next up,
I think we're down to just like best now. It's best
yeah,
movies, shows.
bunch of best.
We talking about worst movie?
We're doing best.
Can I throw
Best and worst.
can I throw an obnoxious comment in about Robert Downey since you mentioned?
Yeah,
him?
go ahead.
I'm kind of mad at him because he said a thing like, he didn't say he regretted doing the Marvel movies, but he kind of said like it hurt his career. Like, no, when you were a drug addict,
You were in a
no
way
one
different
would
spot.
hire you, and then Marvel gave you a friggin' shot,
Yeah,
and you
Literally gave you
made
the first
more
movie of the
money in
universe.
that 10 years playing Iron Man than you made that you snorted through in the first. And I'm glad he has fixed himself as an individual because he is an incredibly talented actor. But like to then come out and say, it's just ingenuous to me because like nobody wanted to hire you.
Yeah,
You did
exactly.
a couple other goofy independent things, and you had, you did your Sherlock and stuff, and you got a couple things. But like, you got back on the map and made a ridiculous amount of money, and you were able to leverage that for other projects you wanted to do. And then you're like, yeah, but I'm a serious actor again. Like,
Yeah.
like
Like it
that-
could be
that
both.
just
It could be
bo-
they saved my career,
you can,
but
you can
I
be
should not have
both.
done as
You can
much.
do both. Like, like what's his face, James Bond, Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig's like, man, I got the chance to be James Bond, and then I used that to do a bunch of other things. So like, I appreciate that I got to do both.
With a glad he,
Yeah.
with a Knives Out face now.
Yeah,
Face
facing
of
Knives Out now.
You got a whole new franchise.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
going to be the star for years to come.
Yep. So now we're in the best and worst. Real quick, best movie and worst movie. So you can do both. You can do your best and say your worst. So let's start off with you, Dame. You start your best and piggyback it to your
And
worst.
my best movie came out 2 weeks ago.
I figured. I was waiting for you to say it. I'm like, it's only
Godzilla
one
-1.
spot.
Holy shit! I'm a big Godzilla fan. I've seen the original. I've seen all the MonsterVerse ones. I'm watching the Monarch show on TV right now on Apple TV. I did not expect this movie to be that good. I thought I was going in and just getting a basic monster movie. I went and seen it in 4DX, which probably enhanced the experience.
Yeah.
But this movie was made with literally like not even $15 million
Bro,
by a
it was-
Japanese
it was almost
director.
nothing.
Like, he basically got nothing, and this movie felt so real. There was genuine fear because this Godzilla is not like some good guy that beats other monsters. It's literally evil. Like, he's on timing the entire movie. And what I like the most about it is the human story at the center of it. Most people get mad when they do human stories because they usually don't make any sense. The humans are just there because they're there. This one made sense. This is literally about a man's internal fight with himself between him and Godzilla. Like, he was a kamikaze pilot, and he couldn't go through with it. So he pretended his plane broke down to get out of being a kamikaze pilot. And that literally goes with him the whole movie. And just like the emotion of it all, and he gets with this girl, and he's scared to commit to her because he wants to beat Godzilla because Godzilla killed all his friends. And he just, every single time, he can't rest till he beats the Godzilla. And by the end, they quote unquote do, but not really. And just everything about this movie was so good. Instantly became my favorite movie of the year, and I hope he gets a sequel.
You said it was Japanese, right?
Yeah, it's all in Japanese.
They're so
all in
much better.
Japanese,
They're just so
yeah.
much better than us.
And like literally, like that's why I said the fact that he could
like
take
Shohei Ohtani and like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm close, but I'm not there. You know
the
what I'm
fact that he could take this budget of 15 million or even he even came out and said it was less to do what he did with that amount of money and make as good of a movie, and then you see these movies that have $200 million budgets,
Yeah,
and they don't even got half the product, makes me wonder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was in love with it. I thought I want to go see it again. And I'm probably going to see it again. This was just like a great movie to me. I had no complaints. This was a perfect movie, especially the score. The score was insane.
Yeah.
When Godzilla's on that screen, that soundtrack is insane. Yeah, genuine fear. And like it really has also one of my favorite destruction scenes in the movie. He uses atomic breath. It's literally an atomic bomb. It's insane. Worst movie, I don't have to say it much. The Flash. I hate it. I'm not gonna defend it. Worst movie I've ever seen in my life. That was the most hatred I felt towards a movie in a movie theater. I bought the bucket because I thought the movie was gonna be good. I spent $30 on a popcorn bucket that just sits in my room and catches dust now because I have nothing to say about it.
There's nothing you can say about it.
Literally, like I didn't like Ezra Miller. I didn't like Ezra Miller when he got cast to begin with. I thought it was a mistake. It proved to be a mistake all these years later. Still, his best quote unquote scenes as the Flash were in a director's cut of a movie.
Yeah.
I don't
A lot
want
of
to see a
people did not
director's
see
cut.
it.
If you can't make a good movie on the first one, I don't want to see the director's cut.
Yeah.
I'm sick of Zack Snyder getting saved by director cuts of movies.
Yeah.
It kills me.
Yep.
If you can't make a good movie in the 2.5 hours they give you, then stop making movies.
They say that you're not a good director.
Literally.
you don't know what you don't know what you're doing.
You say like I'm sick of that shit.
You want to
Like,
record. You want to record every single thing and just throw it out there.
It's
Like you
just
can't do
stupid,
that.
like I said. But and like I'm not even trying to diss Zack Snyder because he's made some great movies. But it's like you clearly messed up when you decided to let that. You hated Ray Fisher or whatever, but you loved Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller is a supervillain. He's the
Real life
worst person on the
supervillain.
planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have nothing bad. I don't even want to get into the Michael Keaton and George Clooney and all the other BS. That movie literally deserved to be scrapped. They tried to save it with nostalgia. Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve, because you threw Christopher Reeve in there to try to make people happy about it.
Yeah, that's really
Christopher Reeve's been dead for
that
years.
was the nail in the coffin to me. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is actually
You
going
literally you're bringing Christopher Reeve, you're bringing in Nicolas Cage to be Superman. Like you're bringing in all these stuff for fan service, but this movie was bad already. Fan service doesn't save bad movies; it makes them worse.
Yeah.
It just that movie was unbelievable. Michael Keaton literally was the only saving grace, but I didn't want to see Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I really didn't care for it.
Yeah. I don't love Michael Keaton that much to be going to see a movie for him. I know some people did, but
Yeah, like I said, it's like Michael Keaton. Like so his original Batman movies are still to me some of the best ones. I love watching them, but it's just like that being your saving grace. That's like the Bill signing Von Miller. That's exactly what that is. You bring up a washed up old man to save your
say
project.
sign Leonard Fournette. Oh,
like you know what I'm saying? Like I hate that shit. Like it's stupid. The whole movie just was dumb. And then oh my god, and I had to deal with 2 Ezra Millers on screen at once.
That's what I.
God.
That's what bothers me because he is not that good of an actor, and then you add in another version of him that gives
even
more.
more annoying.
It's double the time, double the lines. I'm like, his voice is already annoying, and then you add him. Like you say, you add more him. No, why are you doing that?
And then the worst part was what the director said after the movie.
Oh my god.
You save the best villain ever off-screen killing? Are you kidding me? Don't confirm that the Reverse Flash. We already know the Reverse Flash killed his mom if you know anything about the comics. Why the hell would you not show him killing his mom? Or at least show a reference to him?
Nothing.
Instead we get a Dark Flash that is just himself.
Yeah.
Worst villain ever, by the way.
Yeah. It was anticlimactic. It lasted 2 minutes, maybe.
Literally, it's just so stupid. Like literally the best part of the movie, and Michael Keaton wasn't even the best part of the movie. It was actually Supergirl, but she does no work either.
Yeah.
So,
she was the worst super
was a bunch of
person I've ever
bullshit.
seen in my life.
Literally a bunch of bullshit. It's like literally the worst movie ever made. WB deserved to lose the money they lost on it because the movie shouldn't have been made to begin with.
Yeah.
All right, so worst movie, I was gonna go with Flash, but you nailed every point down.
Nah, bro, I'm done.
I gotta pivot somewhere else. I'm gonna say Five Nights at Freddy. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to get into it. I ain't know what the fuck I was watching. Like,
Yeah, you can't like it if you don't have no background info, bro.
So I'm like, all right, let me check. You know what I mean? Let me tap
You watch it
in
on
and
Peacock?
it. Bruh, I watched it in the theaters.
Oh,
bruh.
you went and seen it. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah.
I went in there and watched it. I ain't know what the fuck was going on. I'm like, yo, am I supposed to be scared? Am I supposed to like be entertained? I'm supposed to laugh? Like when this is
They
said,
really do jumble a lot of the themes.
I don't know what the fuck was going on. So
Shouldn't they be able to make the movie so just a random dude can just go see it?
You would think so, but
Like that to me, like if you make a movie that's so pigeonholed based on the lore of a comic book on a video game, I said it wrong. Video game, like I'm sorry, like you have an obligation to be able to make that movie in such a way that I didn't watch. I never played Last of Us.
right, but you
But
are.
I
You
don't.
aren't
I
able to
wouldn't
understand.
even if I knew, obviously. But like, there's no way you would even realize that was a video game.
No, yeah,
You
absolutely.
just think, wow, this is just really cool.
Well, you know how many
This
people
is a
didn't
really
even know that it was a
like,
video game
You know,
when they
intellectual
watched it, so.
property. Like this is just a really cool IP. Like that's a really good video game that they should have been able to just find a way to turn it into something. Because that's the common complaint about that movie, that it just like if you play a video game, you'll appreciate it.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what
Yeah,
it was.
like,
That's
come on,
literally what I said even after I watched it. It's like, so I don't know as much as like my cousins or my sisters might. Like they loved it when I brought them, but like you have to know so much background information. You have to like literally research to understand half the themes in that movie because. Why is this doing this? Why is that happening? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know unless you really like research. And like how Maranto said though, he's got a point. It shouldn't come to that. You shouldn't have to research to watch a movie.
Yeah,
what-
exactly.
The movie can't hook you in with it, or at least explain some of that background lore. The movie was relatively short. They could have added another 15 minutes to kind of give you some exposition, as compared to just like throwing you in there and saying, "Oh, well, figure it out." You know?
Like my man's gonna talk about like, and I'm glad y'all brought that up. Cause my man's gonna bring that up about the Sonic movies. I'm like, yo, I'm not about to play no damn arcade games from the 80s. Like that shit don't count towards 2023.
The Sonic movies were good enough to not. You don't
Like,
need to
you
know
don't
the.
have to-
You just
you
gotta know
don't
who
need
he
to know
is.
the
I don't feel
details,
like you definitely don't need details to watch the Sonic
Come
movies.
on, bro.
Like
but-
as long as you know who Sonic is, like you'll learn the
all
other
you need,
characters.
Like, you
Exactly,
need to know
yeah.
one character. Like, let me get one character. You know, build on that character. I don't know who the fuck I was. I didn't even know who the main character was half the time. Damn near.
Yeah,
I'm
Friday Night Freddy. That's another thing too, though. Is that like
what the
there's
fuck?
never a main character in the games though, because you're literally just playing as a random security guard. So like they had to build a story around. There's really no story besides backstory.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what the fuck was going on. And then best movie.
1 year deal for Flacco.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to go with. You know what? When they played No Sleep Till Brooklyn, I had to go with it. I had to go Guardians of the Galaxy again, bro.
I don't
ain't
blame
gonna
you.
lie, like,
Some really memorable
I
scenes.
ain't gonna lie, like, my favorite.
I knew
movie,
I liked you guys.
Like no Sleep Till Brooklyn. When they played that shit, I'm like, oh shit. I'm start singing the whole.
do start
song.
standing out like.
Yo, I was singing the whole song, bro. I'm like, yo, let me calm my ass
It's
down.
still the best fight scene in the movie.
Yo, like, what you doing, bro? Like,
I was like,
like,
no sleep. Too. I'm like, yo, let me chill. Let me
Just
chill,
I
let me
saw them
Why
live.
is that?
Just to say, I gotta throw that out there. That
You
I saw
seen them live?
I saw Beastie Boys live at UB.
Oh, that's actually sick.
That's so nice.
That may have been the coolest concert I ever. Like they
Beastie
were
Boys
like that was
probably
like right
crazy.
when that album came out too. Like
Oh, so you're on like Prime too.
like that was
shit.
like yeah like no
I
they
done lost my
weren't
mind.
big yet. Like people really
God,
didn't get
that
it.
is.
Like yeah. So every time I hear a Beastie Boys song, like I'm that way like in a movie because they used it. They used that song I think in one of the Star Trek movies
That's
too. Like
bro.
and I'm like I just yeah. It was but it was perfectly used for how they used it in that movie, which is cool the way you got to do it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs like of all time, bro. Like, I don't know, something about just No Sleep Till Brooklyn, like the way he's screaming at the start, inspired me. Like,
Alright.
now I don't want to sleep.
Best movie for me. I'm gonna gloss over real quick. 'Cause I already said it, everything I could say about it. Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse. Only 10 out of 10 and a half of the year, so put it out there. But worst movie, I think I said this on the mid-season awards. I don't remember, but The Mother with
Oh
Jennifer,
yeah, you
with,
definitely did.
with Jennifer Lopez is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. The pacing is awful. The story is awful. The action is awful. There's only one good scene. The best scene, she was speaking in Spanish only because she was looking so good in that scene. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, she can do whatever she want. It was like 20-minute mark. That's like the 20-minute mark. It was a 2-hour movie. So I had to go through another hour and 40 minutes. I seen
Why the
one.
movie cut off after the 20-minute mark?
Bruh,
I don't know.
I don't know. I edged. But not for
Edged
real.
into it.
So they had an FBI agent, quote unquote, who just, she like, don't go to the window. He go to the window, get shot. I'm like, all right, man.
FBI agent.
FBI agent, by the way, for the federal, like the whole world. You FBI for the whole world, agent for the whole world. Got popped looking out the window. Why look out the window? So he got popped. Then like the 50-minute mark, he get bodied. You get, I'm like, you did nothing. You did nothing in the entire movie at all.
What
He's
you
literally
here for?
FBI agent. Like you could almost not even give him
He
a
was
name.
definitely not the night agent.
She has this whole thing. She's teaching her daughter how to defend herself and how to use a gun and how to survive in the woods and whatnot. You thinking, all right, well, her daughter going to end up doing something to save her mom, right? No. Jennifer Lopez saves her daughter, and I'm like, what the fuck does that? What the fuck do you just watch for the last hour? Her teaching her this, and then she drops her back off at her adopted parents' house, and she just watches her from afar. I don't understand. I was like, why do we have to sit through this and watch? And then some people are like, oh, this movie was so good. And ironically, I seen the other day that it was the most watched hourly like movie on Netflix by almost 100 million.
They just watching for Jennifer Lopez.
I'm like, if y'all love Jennifer Lopez that bad, hey, go ahead. She was looking good in that movie, but she was looking that good. She was not looking that good to be most hourly watched movie. Like, I don't even know how it went that high. But that being said, the Mother is easily one of my, like, I just can't believe it. And it had a lot of rewrites I heard, so I'm like, I guess you give it a pass at like when they just have so many rewrites and they got deadline.
Yeah, they're working
throw
with
it out.
what they have to.
Yeah. So like, I don't blame her. I blame the writing more than anything. But next up, best and worst TV show. Worst TV show is hard for me. I'll be honest. I don't really watch anything I don't like personally. But for best, I know
Mine is such a basic answer for the worst.
for the worst. I mean, we could kick it off with you if it's that basic.
The Idol. The Weekend show on
Oh
HBO.
my god, I didn't watch that, so I don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was just a bad idea.
I didn't know.
Like everything about that show is just a bad idea.
I don't get uncomfortable about many things. I've watched a lot of bad shit in my life and a lot of stuff that gets into deeper, subjects. That is the most uncomfortable I've ever been watching a TV show ever. The Weeknd is literally a creep. I know that's the whole point of his character. Lily Rose Depp got the show, got the part because of her last name. It's over sexualized, and HBO, I get that's their thing. I've watched Game of Thrones, I've watched Euphoria. I get the over sexualization is their thing. They overdid it.
Like they think we that creepy. We just
No,
want sex all over the place.
The way the Idol did it was like overdid it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Euphoria comes close because it is in damn near every episode. But like the way the Idol did it was so nasty and so creepy. It was like uncomfortable. I was genuinely uncomfortable watching. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this anymore. I don't even think I finished it. I think I watched the first 3 episodes. But it was good enough to be the worst TV show of the year for me. I couldn't watch it, and you know what? It's probably for the best. Maybe the
I
Weeknd.
just looked up a random list though. Number 1 is The Idol as well.
Yeah,
so,
it should be. I mean, it's literally it's pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like The Weeknd, if he never acts again, good for him. Keep making
Good.
music. You're good at it. Like,
And then it was like the 3 worst. Ironically, Citadel's on there. I don't know why Citadel.
Okay,
I love
He
Citadel.
just said he
but-
was done like not with making music, but like he's gonna change his name.
Yeah,
or
he's
some
not
shit.
gonna be the Weeknd
The
era
weekdays
is
or some
over.
shit, like-
Oh yeah.
He wants to change his name for like when he starts dropping music again or something like that. You could ask Mike
Wednesdays,
Pareto.
Thursdays.
If you message Mike Pareto, he'll tell you his whole life story. So.
Like, I don't think it was that bad because. But the mind with you. Actually, did you?
I
do
did
your
worse.
best? Where's your,
Oh, so we just gonna.
you can do your best too. You can do your best. Yeah.
Y'all want to do y'all worst?
All right, we'll do our worst. We'll do our
Yeah,
worst.
y'all do y'all worst, and we'll come back to the best.
Do it have to come out in 2023?
I would say so only because
Unless it,
that's
like,
been the common theme,
Because
obviously.
there's some shit that I watched over the last few months that's been awful.
Did it
I ain't
come
gonna
out
lie,
like?
I've been
Did it come out
crying.
at the end of 2022? I would say if it came out at the end of
Nah, that
2021.
shit, no. That shit came out like 2003.
Oh, you about to?
I know
Go
what
ahead, do
you're
it. Go ahead, do
doing.
it. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you have it just
Yo,
because.
This Spider-Man show that I watched from 2003 was fucking awful.
I know
son.
exactly what you're talking
Oh
about,
my
see.
god. Yo, we was watching me and my man's Lang was watching this shit in Discord, bro. Fucking the way
said it's
Max
the worst
Dillon,
ever.
yo, Max Dillon threw a fucking brick at a damn sign, fell off the building, and came up and started flying as Electro. I said, what the fuck? I already know how to use his powers. 2 episodes later, he's on college campus chilling. I'm like, yo, you just killed 3 people on college campus, and you at fucking. I guess the episode's out of order or some shit, bro. Then this motherfucking Peter is running. All he does is this, and his whole Spider-Man suit come on. I'm like, nah.
You got the swipe
this
to
shit-
unlock.
You got the
got
Face
the
ID one.
iPhone.
Like, they already know it's you. Just on the swipe up and you're good.
Nah, then the shit, no. Bro, the interrogation room one was the worst one, bro. I'm like, okay, so you can get away with, maybe you got the suit on, you know what I'm saying, under you, whatever. The nigga had to get stripped before he went to the interrogation room. Like, he had to check all that. This motherfucker come back, whole Spider-Man outfit on, jumps through the damn ceiling. I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm like, nah, this nigga
Turn
can't be
this
real,
off.
bro.
He's
Can't
him.
be real, bro.
He's him.
Would you watch it with Lang?
Yes,
I know
bro.
y'all was
I'm like,
trolling.
nah,
Lang,
this shit
Lang,
ass.
Lang is crazy.
But
Lang the Conqueror was
the one that
definitely
did come out in 2023 though is I forgot the one with Nick Fury and
Oh, Secret Invasion.
Secret
Secret
Invasion.
Invasion. Yeah, that shit. That would have been my one, but I ain't about to. I'm done with Marvel. So that had to be.
Yeah,
That had to be.
that don't need to be said.
Yeah,
that one's already
under-
I literally
Understand
don't
how
watch
they
anything
feel.
I don't like. Like I'll turn that shit off in a heartbeat.
That shit was. But yeah, that Spider-Man show was.
I
fucking
actually, you know what?
awful.
You know what? Since I'm never since you put the old one, so I tried to watch Suits, obviously, because everybody's like, Suits is good.
I would say Suits
watch
counts for
Suits.
this year because it really blew up this year.
That shit so goddamn boring, bro. Bro, I'm sitting here like this.
If it's not How to Get Away with Murder, I don't want to watch it.
I'm like, I'm cool with dramas. I'm cool with legal dramas. I'm cool with legal dramas with no action. I'm not cool with the cringe, corny, shitty ass jokes that they were saying. I had like season 4. I'm like, this shit's so fucking garbage. But I made it this far. I'm like, something crazy got happened in the finale. But Netflix doesn't have the last season, man.
You know the problem with that show is it started off good.
The
When
Suits,
it was like a legal drama.
yes, when they actually
And then
had
they
it
got
based
into,
around
like,
the whole
office,
idea of it.
Right when they
Like,
were like, I'm in charge of the firm. No,
it was just
we're gonna
back and
start our
forth of
own
that shit.
firm.
For like
it was like
7
high school.
seasons,
It was like a bunch
that.
of people in high school fighting.
Yes.
And then it was like, is anybody actually a lawyer anymore?
That's
Like,
what I was saying. I'm like, nobody's doing any lawyer. Like,
And we
Louis
stopped watching-
Litt does
we
not
watched that
do
show
any
when it was
lawyer
on,
at all.
And
He
we
doesn't
were like,
do
all
any
right, we're
lawyer.
done. Like I said, I'm not watching the show anymore. Like, why can't they just go and Harvey win a case? Like, what happened
Bruh,
to Harvey
exactly.
winning a fucking case? Like,
Dude,
no,
oh
it's
my
him
God.
and the woman and the girl's dad and then it was just and then
They
got
changed
into the whole thing
names
about, well, what do
7
you do about
times,
Mike?
bro.
And
Like,
just
I don't
who
get it.
cares? It's just a fucking TV show. Like, just go in court and win. Like,
Like, no, they couldn't do that.
USA does that to every single one of their shows.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have like 2-3 cool seasons, and then they get to season 4, and they got stupid with them.
And they like to
It's just-
milk out like 7 or 8 seasons too.
Yeah.
They don't like just do a
What
couple
England
seasons.
does and just do 3 cool seasons and then just move on and start a new.
That's what I'm saying. Like, once I got to season 3 and it was like, and they went away from Mike's memory and how good his memory was to, all right,
I
well,
forgot all about that.
they like
stuff.
exactly because they don't talk about it. He's like he has photographic memory until he doesn't.
Like,
And he just fucks up all the time. He's just a fuck up all the time. I'm just like, this shit sucks. Like this show sucks. Like I said, and Netflix didn't have the last season. And I'm telling you, I watched that shit. And he ended up with his one secretary that he never said that he was gonna be with. And I'm just like, man, if that's the end, then thank fucking God. But if
Yo,
fucking
I'm
wasn't,
glad it's over.
I
I ain't
was
gonna
so
lie.
fucking
I ain't
happy.
gonna lie. I'm glad you brought that up, like how you was feeling during that. Cause I blame you for why I didn't fuck with you season 4, bro. And that shit just hit my. I blame this.
Oh my
motherfucker.
God, you!
I forgot
Yes,
about
I'll
that
put you
shit.
on it. I'll put you on it.
Yo,
You
that
season
shit
4 is
had
the
me
worst.
tight. Like you
season
text
4
me
is
like, yo, the internet ass. I'm like, bro, this shit is good as fuck. Then the twist came. I'm like, that shit ass. I'm like, bro, hurry up, end this shit, bro.
I'm like, you caught up yet? He's like, nah. But all right, that shit. I ain't gonna let
I'm
nobody
so
else
glad
get.
I didn't watch
I'm not
it.
letting you get no satisfaction of like being hyped up. No,
My
That
headcanon,
shit- that
man.
shit- I'm like, yo, you brought that. I'm like, bro, that's how. I
You didn't
felt
watch it,
in
you
the
said?
Show
bro.
ended at season 3 for me.
I'm glad it
That's
did.
my
You know why?
headcanon.
Because Victoria was
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Victoria was
you
up.
know what I'm saying? Love, and Joe died together type shit.
Love died. I died. I was in there with her.
Shit.
Actually.
Yeah, I was never gonna watch it
I
after
was
season 3.
hooked into that fucking twist, and then the way they executed it, I'm like, nah.
So
That's
stupid.
only part 1, bro.
And no, it was both parts, but we get another season.
Oh,
Getting a whole another season. And he's going back to New York, and I can't believe I invested so much time into that show. Actually, if it was one this year, I'm putting you because I was so fucking mad. I'm like in episode 8, I'm like, this shit needs to fucking end, bro. Like now.
I ain't even gonna lie, man.
Damn. I couldn't believe I forgot about that.
Yo, you said, I'm like, damn, how I feel about? I'm like, you. That's what I feel about. Like that shit was awful.
Yeah,
man.
this
I
was
got me
bad.
tight. I was so hooked the first 4 episodes, man.
Yeah, dude, the first 4 episodes, it was like, and literally how it reminds me like how season 1 and season 2 is so different because it's like 2 different people wrote this. Like, you write this half, I write this half, we see who do better. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, this is pretty good. You don't know who killed nobody. You don't even know how they died. You just know they died. And it's like a mystery like aura around this. All these new characters. It's like mad new characters. We don't know what the fuck going on, what the laws are, how people react. Like, imagine me and you beefing, Dame. And Dame, I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Like, what the? Like,
That
mind
can't be your
fucking
basis.
business.
I rather
Mind
see.
your business.
I seen blood on his shoes. The man ain't grade a paper in 3 weeks. Something
Like,
crazy. He ain't
asked
signed
me
no
a weird
homework.
question. Like, nah, there's something about him. Like, I have to go.
And
risk
the
my
boyfriend
life
was
to
like,
go.
"What is about? What was it about him? I don't know." I'm like, "What do you
Like,
mean?"
yo, I'm like, yo,
After that,
she
I'm like,
deserved
yeah.
everything that come to her at that
She was
point.
got. She was arrested. I'm like,
I'm like, let's go. Like,
get
that's
her
the
ass
first
in
time I
jail.
rooted for Joe type shit. Like, let's go, man. Damn, she had me tight. I'm like, what are you mad at?
like the most angry person in the world at
for
nothing.
nothing.
Like, what are you mad about?
Like,
for
you just
real?
wanted to be a part of the show. Like, all right, my bad. Whatever.
Right. I forgot about that shit too.
I
man.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
Best TV show. Name, you said this was tough.
Velma.
So. You said what?
Velma.
That was on the worst. Actually, I looked. It was like number 10 was Velma.
Rando exposing himself.
Velma.
I tried to watch it. I'm like,
Nah,
it's
I didn't
just-
even try.
And then I was like, I said, well, let me give it a chance, because maybe they're trying to go really hard with this, but it just they didn't even know how to go hard with what they were trying to do.
They
Like
didn't know what they were doing.
they didn't know.
Also,
It was like I was like, oh, I see what they're trying to. No, I don't think
never
they
even tried to
actually.
watch that shit.
They didn't really know what they were. I think they were just trying to piss people off. Like I was like, let's just make.
you
it.
like
They sat in
Scooby-Doo?
the writers'
Ben.
room and said, can we just piss people off on that show?
shit is
It's not
insane.
even animated well.
Yeah, it's not either.
Like, what is the saving grace for that? I don't want to answer.
You do want to answer.
I'm scared.
They're not gonna be mad at you.
No, I know you're not.
No,
It's
they're
just-
like the actors of those shows that you're snubbing.
Now they might. I wanted to give it to the one I watched recently, but I'm gonna go back to my Grail, Yellow Jackets.
I knew you was gonna do it.
Yeah, I really wanted to give it to, and I'm gonna do it just because I wanted to give it to the Fall House Usher so damn bad because I loved it. But Yellow Jackets, man, that shit changed my life. I mean, I watched both seasons technically this year. So,
Yeah. I fucking spammed through those.
yeah, so I mean, you know,
episodes,
season 1 was great, although it came out like 3 years ago.
I blame
but-
you for that shit, bro. You brought that shit up at Judy's. We was about to go see a movie, bro. By the next week, before
had
that
that shit
podcast
finished.
episode, I'm like, y'all just finished season 1.
Yeah,
I finished season 1 in 4 days. Like, I couldn't believe how good
Liddy was so good, yeah. But You season 2, Liddy has one of the best episodes of TV this year. It was up there for me. I loved everything about it. The cast, everybody in the cast is good. The story got a little convoluted at parts. I didn't really like some of the decisions they made in season 2.
It was the
But,
adults. That's
yeah,
what it
I
was.
think
The
I think I
adults
really
stuff
was is where the adults were such a little part of season 1
Mm-hmm.
that you could deal with them, but in the second season it was all about the adults.
way too
I want to see what's going on with the teenagers in the woods. I don't really care about what the adults are doing in their time. You know what I'm saying? So
We the wolf. We was wolves.
we was wolves. But yeah, Yellow Jackets for me, that's still like I became obsessed with that show this year. I'm excited for season 3 now that the strikes are over. That's gonna be my best TV show of the year.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I'm like, let me not put my favorite on here compared to best, cause like, you know what I'm saying, like, shouldn't get nominated. Like all of a sudden, Ahsoka is the best one ever. Like, what's going on? Like, somebody need to be fired. So I'm gonna go best TV show. I'm gonna go Gen V. I ain't gonna lie, they need Amazon Prime Video. I ain't gonna lie, top 2 out there streaming sites. Like they got Invisible and Gen V and fucking The Boys. That's all you need. Like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go that. I remember y'all was talking about it. I think y'all was like 2 episodes in, and I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I ain't
Do
even
it sit
watch
here
The
like-
Boys. I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy. I'm like,
It's funny. I think the best show that Amazon did this year
oh,
wasn't
shit.
even any of those, to be honest.
I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So hold on,
I think the best show Amazon did this year wasn't even any of those.
what was it?
Swarm.
I didn't watch Storm.
That shit was crazy.
I heard Storm was good
That
though. Dominique Fishback was in there.
The girl that we didn't like in Transformers.
I did not like. I just
We
like.
didn't like
I
her
like
char-
different.
we
mo-
like the
certain,
actress, not the character.
Certain exact moments that she was.
Yeah, you definitely good. Yeah, but Swarm, you guys should definitely, if you ever get free time, that shit is crazy.
But I didn't watch The Voice prior to watching Gen V. Now I watched Gen V. That shit was fucking.
Oh, I forgot.
fire.
Yeah, you didn't start watching The Voice
I
till
started-
midway through.
Yeah,
I
so
forgot about that.
I watched Gen V. That shit was amazing. Like when I first started
Definitely don't
watching
blame
it.
me. They did a great job. I know a lot of people were questioning if they could do a spin-off in a good way.
Yeah,
They killed it.
They definitely did it as good as you could have.
They tweaked, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like we said, bro. If you stopped after episode 4, probably would have been up there. Would have been up there, bro. But
Yeah.
unfortunately,
A four-season episode.
Four, you know what I mean?
Citadel had
episode-
6.
four
Citadel
episode
had
season,
6.
by
So I'm just
Like,
like,
you know,
shit like that.
They should have just never. They should have canceled 5 through 8, and we would have been good. But I gotta go with Gen V. I ain't gonna lie. And then when Homelander came out at the end,
You know,
That was tough.
I ain't gonna lie.
They tweaked. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, so I'm gonna go with that.
For me, like I watched a good amount of TV shows this year, but I'm biased. I don't care. Invincible is my best show this season. Year. Nothing made me feel happier than the transformation for Angstrom Levy when he's like they made me a freak. He like grabbed on his head and shit. That transformation is fucking like insane. We get obviously a lot of action. We get the Guardians of the Globe storyline. We get Debbie's storyline. All this stuff coming to a head. Obviously, Mark is the main character, and he's getting so much. You get Al and the alien stuff. I mean, all that stuff was good. When he gets obviously decapitated by the Viltrumites, that's when the show really picked up for me. After that and so on, like masterpiece, like great stuff. Everything about it, you know, you really get a lot of details about every single character and the struggles they're going through and the reason that they're going through it and the problems that happen, I guess, on the overall arc of the story. I feel like for me, the Omni-Man stuff was slightly off-putting just because I like Mark's voice acting in when he's like basically like, oh fuck you, like no, like fuck you, like I cannot believe you did that. But then, like, obviously they end up fighting together because it's life or death, and it's like
He has no choice.
He has no choice. So like nobody knows what that feels like, and the last thing you see your dad is him getting his back broken, basically killed.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be defenseless, and the Viltrumites are bringing him to his death. So something like that is very, very emotional and very, very strong to see something like, all right, I hate you, but I have to work with you because you are my dad.
I will say, because like we was watching Invincible, and, like we watched Loki, and then I think Invincible started coming out, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, because Loki, I think they dropped the episode. I wasn't really fucking with it. I'm like, nah, we gotta switch to Invincible, and then Loki kind of redeemed himself. So I was gonna go with Loki just for the culture, like we all watched it together. But them first 4 episodes of Invincible, man, I ain't gonna cap, bro. That shit, I almost picked it, but I'm like, nah, you know, because they could just not drop 5 through 8, and then I get mad at them. You know what I
Actually,
mean?
I thought it was first 5 though.
It was.
I never watched
It
it.
had me. I ain't gonna lie. I think
Oh, no, it was
they
only
dropped.
first 4.
They dropped
That's what
episode
it's-
4. I think they dropped episode 4 on Thanksgiving.
What was it?
Yeah,
The
'cause
Thanksgiving?
it's 8
Okay, now that
episodes.
you said that, yeah.
I'm
because-
like, man, I don't even fuck with Thanksgiving. I don't even fuck with my family. Like,
Nah, for real, I was like,
like,
Thanksgiving, I'm
yo,
like, can I
yo,
leave?
man.
Type shit, like,
Like,
get the
you
fuck
know
out.
what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to watch Invincible. Get the
I
fuck
got
out.
one hand, like, I'm eating and shit. You know what I mean? But it's cool.
That's your eating noise?
Chill.
Do have Minecraft eating sounds.
Chill, bro. Bro, I done ate like 3 things since Sunday, man. I hate being sick, man.
Because of the Minecraft eating noises. What the fuck? Oh, shit.
I'm really so mad I couldn't give Hall of the House of Usher that award. So I hate it.
It was visually appealing, too.
Bro.
It was
I
very,
usually
very
like
good. Very good acting.
Netflix just does not put out good shows often, man. The fact that I love the Netflix show like that was just unbelievable.
Right? Like,
And,
what?
like,
A Netflix original?
I just love the
Hell
fact
no.
that everything tied in. It had one of my favorite TV show scenes too, but I couldn't give it to that either. It's just, you know. But anyways,
You okay?
no.
But, all right. We'll go into our last 2. This is where the money's made. Got Best Actress. We'll start off with you, Damon. With your history.
All right,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
after my first episode on the podcast, I wanted to bring up this performance, but it just didn't hit my head.
Yeah, because you wasn't fucking with women at that point.
Yeah.
No. I love women, right? And this is one that y'all probably ain't even, you know what I mean? Her name is Mila Davis Kent. She was on Creed 3. She was the deaf girl, the daughter. Her performance hit. I don't know why that shit hit so bad, but like
I never watched Creed 3.
she was she's the daughter of Adonis and she's deaf, but all her scenes hit hard. Like it hit hard as fuck.
I think
like
I know what scene exactly you talking about. I think he was. I don't know if he was training or losing. And she was doing sign. I think she's doing sign language.
Yeah, like
and she was
basically
calming him down.
yeah, like
he was
lock
getting-
the
he was
basically
getting
like
too mad.
yeah, like lock the fuck
like,
in,
like lock in.
Like yeah, and then they had the scene where like they was in the boxing gym late night and she was sneaking off.
It was. I think it was after the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like sneaking off, like training or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, her scenes are so powerful. Like that shit like hit me, bro. I'm like, I gotta go with her. Like I didn't really have like a favorite actress, but I said like performance wise in a movie, I would go with her. So
Yeah, that's pretty good
that would be my favorite actress.
for you, Dame.
Lily Gladstone.
Oh my God, he stole my.
It's Lily Gladstone, man. She's the best part of Killers of the Flower Moon. She deserved so much more screen time. She literally gets relegated to being sick in bed for an hour and 15 minutes of the movie.
Dude, she's sick forever.
She literally like can't, and there's like an actress who didn't even have that many acting credits leading up to this, and she just goes out there with literally some of the biggest powerhouses of acting history, and outdoes all of them. Literally out there competing with Leonardo DiCaprio in
Robert De Niro.
yeah, Robert De Niro, man. Like she to me was, even Brendan Fraser comes in later on in the
Brendan
movie.
Fraser's
Like, there's
in
some great actors in this movie, but she is the star of the show. She is absolutely on fire every time she's on screen. I'm so interested and I'm engaged every time she's on the screen, and I really feel like they did her a disservice not showing her more.
Yeah.
But she's, to me, best actress. None of my favorite actresses that I actually like did anything this year, so I couldn't name any
right?
of them.
Like, I thought it
really,
was
my
just
top
me.
3 did nothing this year, so at least nothing that I cared about enough to put them on here. So, shout out Lily Gladstone.
Yeah, that's mine as well. Lily Gladstone. Her slang in the movie, her ability to feel like she was, just this powerful woman who just stood on her ground and she would not let no man ruin anything she had going on. But the overall was that the white man was tearing her family apart. Not even just DiCaprio, but literally everybody.
all of them.
All of them had white
Well,
husbands. They all were getting
the
basically
fact that
killed
De
for that.
Niro's literally like acting like he's friendly in their face, but he's the one sending his sons and his
Yep.
nephews to go
Sons
do
and
all
nephews
this.
to
you
go
know
kill
what
him,
I'm saying?
basically. Yeah. And it's
And I just love
really
that
crazy
it's-
how she reacted to all their deaths. I'm like, even the first one, I think like she got shot. I think like right.
Yeah,
now.
there was like the sister they bring out to the creek, and then like her mother dies, and like the one like it dies the same way. It was like sickness, but it's the same thing they were doing to her throughout the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, like, and I just love the fact that they actually casted somebody from the Osage tribe to do that. They could have very easily went out there and cast some well-known actor or should I say actress. Be like, here you go, but you literally got somebody that knew the history, that could enact it, and could speak the language, could do all that. It made it much more memorable.
Yeah. Yeah. Since we had the same one, I don't want to get too much into that. But best actor, that's where the money is made. This is where, I mean, we got a lot of content. Not a lot of people doubled up.
No.
A lot of people just did like one project, but the guy I do have technically did do 2. So I'll let Damon start this time again, cause I want to save yours only cause you be in your bag sometimes. You can talk like
He gonna say fucking Langston Johnson. He got 8 films. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Lane did 8 films. Like he did.
I'm gonna go Chris Pratt.
He made a lot of money this year.
He made a lot of money. I'm like, damn, Chris Pratt's on that too. Like, why the fuck do you get Mario? Like, you're not even Italian. But I'm gonna slide. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go. Chris
People
Pratt,
really were
man.
mad at him for doing his Mario voice was fine. I can't believe people were mad
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
like, yo, like he not. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. I ain't gonna lie. I really ain't got much to say about him. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, he was gonna go off. Voice acting,
I was
Mario
just-
character. I mean, I don't need him to be fucking Italian to the death. Like,
No,
damn, like,
right.
calm your ass down. Like, I gotta at least be able to understand him. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go Chris Pratt.
This category kills me because I really wish we could separate TV and movie actors because, like, I have one for TV, but he's not going to overstate the one that I want to choose for my movie. And it's really not even anything deep. It's Robert Downey Jr. Favorite role in a movie this year was definitely him as the senator in Oppenheimer.
I didn't expect you to go there, honestly.
And like I said, he's a supporting actor. I had other choices, but I think as far as memorable roles go, Robert Downey Jr. finally gets to play basically a villain. And he is so convincing the entire movie. He literally hates Oppenheimer, and I love all the scenes that he's in. I love that he thinks that Oppenheimer literally ratted on him to Albert Einstein. Like, no, bro. Like, Albert Einstein literally just hates you. Like, you are just not a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, my best actor is definitely Robert Downey Jr. I know he's up for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
He's not even a favorite to win that. I cannot believe
Which I can't
that.
believe.
I cannot believe that.
But I think as far as, like, he, to me, had my favorite role in the movie this year. I loved Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer.
For me, I go with my boy Steven Yeun, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, Beef was one of my favorite shows of the year. Beef was so funny. Such a crazy twist in terms of going from a road rage incident to a life or death situation. Like, literally, like, somebody could die, and you'd even, like, the way it happened, the path to get there is crazy. I mean, it just shows that, like, money is just it's everything to some people. Like, Steven Yeun's character starts, he wants to kill himself. He buys like 3 or 4 furnaces, he surrounds himself with it and tries to basically get it to blow itself up. And they don't work, and he keeps saying like, oh, this is the 3rd time that you return these amount of furnaces. He's like, but I have the receipt, so I should be able to return it. Because he doesn't have the money to buy, furnaces just to keep killing himself.
Right.
So he has to get the money back to actually keep doing what he has to do. So that was a really good show. I mean, the battle between him and I think her name was like Angie or something like that, and something like that in the show. Their dynamic was so good. I thought they would end up together, but then she started fucking his brother, and it was like, it's kind of weird
What's
he did
going on
that.
here?
I don't know what's going on. She was married. Long story short, but they did their thing in that. I mean, Steven Yeun, he's so good. Obviously, Invincible, voice acting Invincible. He has some of the best voice acting in general. And I know a lot of people were mad he got cast as Sentry. I'm pretty sure that's voice acting as well. Cannot be mad. He's one of the best voice actors I
don't think
know.
I think he'd be in the suit.
You think he's actually gonna be in the
think-
suit? I thought it was voice acting.
I mean, unless
actually,
they're
but-
making a show that I don't know about.
Yeah,
But
so
I
I thought
don't
I
know.
seen voice acting. That's the only reason I said that. But I mean, he's cast as Sentry. Then I'm cool with that. I think I'd rather have good acting than like down to the T look like this in the comic. Because if we gonna get that, then why the fuck is Henry Cavill not fucking Superman? Like, if we want to actually look like a Superman.
Right.
But I rest my case with that. Steven Yeun was my best actor.
Who did
It
you
really
think
wasn't
I was
even
gonna
close.
go with?
I didn't know who the fuck you were going
Yeah,
with.
I was gonna do, and the reason I brought up TV, because I wanted to give it to Pedro Pascal because he's been killing it forever.
Wow,
He
I
was
wanted to go
really
him
good
too,
in The Last of
man.
Us, But I had to stick. Pedro Pascal's been in so much stuff. He's probably on a lot of people's lists.
I was gonna
Yeah.
cheat. I was gonna say, bro, the last one was clearly a movie like.
Right. I mean, it was just an 8-hour movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't lackadaisical. You know what I'm saying? So,
Like Zazel.
yeah.
Like,
So
so,
I was gonna go with him. I was gonna cheat.
now, what did Kevin Gardner say? He was like, trying to say equivalent, son.
But who gonna stop him though? You know what I mean?
He's like,
Like that's what I'm
little
saying.
bit.
Like Zion, like you don't have to say that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can stop you, so just say what you want to say. type
Why did he
shit.
have to say lackadaisical though? You couldn't say they came out lazy.
Kevin Garnett sped through that shit, son. He was like, if it quit NFL, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
swear.
Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, a nice ass motherfucker, bro. He ain't gonna say nothing. He was
Yeah,
like,
Larry
Like-
Fitzgerald's soul is trapped inside Chandler Jones' dog. So.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Why are we not talking about Chandler Jones' dog being Larry Fitzgerald? And Larry Fitzgerald being Chandler Jones'
that's why
dog.
he never officially retired. Like he's still trying to play.
He's trying to get out that dog so he can play again.
Yeah, I can't believe 2023 over with, man. 2023 award show.
Who would have thought?
We're
That
6
shit
months
went
into this shit now.
Yeah.
through, man.
Well, January,
Oh, hold on.
January.
I got a question. This
Middle of
wasn't on the
January,
script. This was on the script. I got a question. What is one scene y'all would change in a movie that y'all think would make it better?
Ooh, one
That's a lot.
scene.
Off top of my head.
Dude about to go to Flash immediately.
She literally show the reverse Flash, bro. Like literally would have changed my life forever. I would have gave that movie like a 3 instead of a 0 had they showed reverse Flash.
That's fair.
Like not even if even like a post credit scene or like just some type of hint, man. Not just the director come out after the movie's over and say, "Oh yeah, well reverse Flash did what he's supposed to do."
damn.
But that's just my basic answer. If I thought about it hard enough, I
In a
probably
movie or
have to go.
TV show?
Movie or TV show?
Joe dies in episode 4. Like, shit.
You close. You close. I think because
Yeah, off the top of the head, it's hard.
it
man.
wasn't. It was like I said. It wasn't much. Like I said, I don't really watch stuff I don't like. So to like make something better. Shit. I don't know. Shit. Make Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse 4 hours then. Like shit. Fuck it.
Like,
Show
add
me
an
the
extended-
rest of the movie.
Give me a director's cut.
show me the rest of the fucking movie. That's all I can think of right now.
Yo, I
Because
ain't gonna
like,
lie.
oh my god, I don't even know.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Batman movie, man.
The Batman movie can't come out this year, did it?
Nah, it ain't come out this year, no.
Oh,
It
it
came out,
didn't.
it came out last
That
Halloween.
came out
Damn.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I was gonna say, it
Am
came
I
out this year.
tweaking?
a minute ago.
That shit came out like the end of October. It came out like October of last year.
I think it came out even earlier than that. I think it came
Shit.
out like February last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Damn, my fault. Damn, I'm not gonna use bad.
Yeah, honestly, you know, you think about it, it might have been like spring of 2022 to be honest.
Damn, my bad. 2023 movie.
It was
thought
March.
Batman
It was
came
March
out.
4th.
It was really-
So I
I
know
thought
like.
Batman
I wish we
came-
would have got
I thought
a
Batman came
Thor
out.
cameo in Loki.
That
Yeah,
is-
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
wanted that too.
one.
Like in that last episode, you know, like a little redemption with him and his brother. Somehow find some way where
He
like
could
him and Thor
basically
have
be
that
proud of
cool
him.
last scene together, like
Yeah.
you know, like I finally, you know, my purpose, because he talks about his purpose and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I found my purpose. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
at some point, he could have had a chance to like jump around in time because he could do anything in time basically he wanted. If he could have gone and had a like, just
Kinda
want to
like how
know
Thor did with
like
his mom and
it would.
them.
I think that, like it would have been fan service, but I think we all would have liked that closure with his brother.
I got one. Because after the Jonathan Majors video leak, give my man's Kango win. Can he get one win in
Yeah, let's
Yo,
rewrite Ant-Man
like,
today.
Give my
Like,
man's
let's rewrite
one
Ant-Man
win.
today.
Like, can I get
King
one
wins.
win?
King wins
Over
this
8,
time.
Man. He's on a Tony Ferguson loser streak, but like, you don't gotta win for it type shit.
You on
Like,
a piston streak.
God
You
damn.
look like Detroit Pistons. Like
Yo,
super
it said
team.
the Wizards, Spurs, and Pistons are like 1-58, and the only time they won in they last 59
It was against each
games
other?
was against each other. Like,
Yes, when the Pistons beat the
that's
Wizards.
what King on. That's what King. That's like King on. Like,
holy
if they didn't play them
shit.
next year, bro, the motherfuckers be like 0-70 to end of the year. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
That's insane to only
Like-
play each other, and that's the only way you get a win.
Like,
That's fucking
damn.
awful. I'll be
That's
pissed.
all, and that was a blowout. I think when they got fucking smoked. I think the Wizards smoked them, but you know what I mean? That's the one I'll change. Get my man's King a win.
Yeah, give King a fucking win. They about to get one now, so
Yeah.
the biggest one that he needs.
Let's go.
The game of life.
The game of life. He freaky though. We ain't gonna get into that. He freaky.
My
though.
boy,
He
booked
freaky.
it though. Can we talk about
He's-
You were like Barry
He,
Sanders.
Yo,
he,
he
a,
was
he a freak. He a
like-
freakazoid. He is.
Do want his white girlfriend to act like
like,
Michelle
to act like
Obama.
to tell
Well, who's the other one? Was it
Coretta Scott King.
Oh
The
my
difference
God.
in those two women is crazy. I'm like, how would I act like Coretta Scott King, Jonathan? How could I do that? Like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yo,
You're white. You
my
can't.
man's- Like, yo, imagine being that big of an actor and you just running for your life, like just running
Yo,
anywhere,
like,
like
imagine you drive, you see.
like Jonathan
First
Majors.
of all, I was gonna say fuck being a big actor. Jonathan Majors is a big person. Period.
Yeah.
D's ass, he big as hell.
6'3", 270.
Like, what are you running that hard for? And all black, by the way, I'd be scared for my life.
Dude was told to train like Mike Tyson, like probably like, I think 2 months after or 2 months before that, and like that's like that's the end result.
Damn Creed movie.
Like you just coming out the Creed film and then like you gotta run across, like all around the street. Like he was trained to run
Middle
about
of New
3
York,
more
by the
miles. Yeah, I'm like, bro, you just run across the street in New York, you're already built different. But that's what was crazy. I can't believe that happened to him. I'm glad it's getting resolved. That's like probably the biggest story of the year,
Staying with
realistically.
Jonathan,
Yeah, we all stand with Jonathan after that. Anything else you guys got to add about 2023 as a whole?
Nah, man. I'm glad that we made it this far, bro. We're 6 months in, almost,
Yeah, I think
to
we're
doing this podcast, bro. We started in May.
yeah.
Last week of May. Literally, like, right after Guardians of the
I think it was
Galaxy
May
released.
30th or something like that.
Yeah,
May
bro.
29th.
Like, I can't believe we've already come this far. Like I said, we've been doing this for literally almost half a year already.
All the
I've been with
failures.
us literally.
All
as
the
many-
failures
As many
in the
times we
fucking
recorded
apartment.
our first episode and lost it.
So we recorded the first episode and we're just sitting there looking at the camera and nothing's recorded.
You know, so between
I know
between
that shit was
that,
depressing. Like, man.
I tell you that, I'm like, yo, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. You got 20 minutes of this shit. You just talking for
I
like
super
an hour
appreciate you guys. Like it's I look forward to Thursdays with you guys.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, man,
even when I have to come
absolutely.
back late at night and I'm an old man, I need to be sitting on the couch. But I come back and I enjoy even when you're doing your reaction stuff. And you guys, I really do feel like this. You're off to such a great start.
we really appreciate
You,
that.
not only just when you guys are on, like your guests that you bring on are good, and you guys have such great variety of topics, and just your friendship really shines through. So
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to have you guys as part of
Thanks,
it.
Rich. We appreciate
Thanks,
that.
yeah,
You
we're-
know,
we're
I appreciate
trying.
you guys a
Absolutely.
lot. So I'm
Appreciate
looking forward.
you.
The only good thing about 23 ending is now we're moving to 24, and things
Yeah.
can just get
Bigger and
better.
better
for
things
everybody.
Yeah,
Bigger and
it's
better
gonna only
things.
get
Y'all
better.
guys, y'all got anything y'all like any ideas that people want us to talk about or like any topics? Just let us know, man.
Never be scared to speak out about it,
Open
man.
anything,
We'll talk
man.
about anything.
Yeah, because when I put this World Heavyweight Championship around Damien's waist because he keep beating people up in trivia, then what? You know what I'm saying?
You know
Then
what
what?
I
Then
mean?
y'all want to come
Like-
over here like, oh, cop him in trivia. Like he out.
Yeah, yeah.
Personal issue. He's out.
If y'all want me to bring goddamn fucking
Bring your John Cena
NBA
blow up arms and
some-
challenge Damian for that
you know what
title,
I mean?
man.
Like, some gotta give, bro. 'Cause I'm tired of losing.
Then we gotta bring trivia back for Christmas, man. We're gonna do a Christmas trivia.
Christmas trivia, Christmas movie trivia, or some shit. I don't know. We can find something.
Like
We can definitely
Gremlins,
find
like,
something. We can definitely find something.
Oh man, but I'm definitely appreciative of you guys, man. It's been really fun halfway through the year, and I can't wait to see where we go from here.
Yeah, we're all just about done with the rest of the year. I mean, this was like our biggest episode because we like it's a lot of, you know, when you add titles to something like best this, people pay
Yeah,
attention.
they're gonna see that, and you know, you gotta really. But that's why I said I didn't want to do no backtrack, and I didn't want to do any multiple choice answers.
Yeah, because
and
like if
I
you
wanna-
watch, the episode, we gave mentions to 7 other actors. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the halfway point, like we were a little bit too lenient. That's why I wanted to really stand on what we said today, because that's got to be your answer. You
Yeah.
can't just go changing it every single time you feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We see you guys next week and talk about some Christmas. Season of Giving. Obviously, we're gonna do our giveaway. Things are a little bit delayed right now, but we're still gonna get that for you guys and keep you guys updated all about that. No real, I guess, set date for anything, but we do have a plan to get it out for you guys for the new year for a whole different look and feel to the show. It's gonna be obviously, you know, us 3, but we want it to be, we want more guests, we want more obviously variety, more specific to just one thing and like one topic on one episode, so you guys don't feel like you're sitting through 3 different episodes in one. You know, we really want you guys to really tap in with us and obviously interact, because interaction is everything. The likes, the comments, the shares, everything is important to us. It means everything to us. So for this episode, thank you guys so much, like I said, and we see you guys next week.